Welcome to the introductory video on the AAE CA6 PLC control. When you first turn the unit on, you want to hit OK until you get to the I/O screen, which is the screen you see here. When you look in the lower left-hand corner, it will either say stop or run. In the stop mode, the unit will not run, so we want to go into the run mode. We're just going to hit escape, arrow key down to run, OK, and then on yes, OK again. And that will put us into the main menu. You can see it immediately changed to load material 1 and load material 2. That is to make it extremely easy to navigate through the system. That is the operational screen that you use most of the time during normal operation to change the load time for either material 1 or if you have a 2 material loader, material 2 or the regrind. This screen will display for 2 minutes. Then it will go back to the main screen. If at any time you want to get to the screen, you can just turn the unit on and off quickly and it will come up to the screen. After the 2 minutes, we go to the main screen where you have access to the rest of the menu. The concept is that it makes it extremely easy to make the changes that you normally make, but then you have a delay so that people that want to push buttons and change the integral software have to wait 2 minutes, which normally they won't do, and they can go off and push buttons on somebody else's control. Now we'll go on to the next screen and go through all the different variations that you can set on this control. After you've waited for the material 1 and material 2 load time screen to disappear, you come back to the I/O screen. Now all we need to do is hit select and then down to the screen that we want. The first screen we see is the material 1 and 2 screen, which we already went over. If you want to actually change something, you just hit select, move the cursor over to the digit, which is currently 4 seconds for material 1. You can hit select again, which underlines it. Then we can change it to whatever digit we want. Hit OK to confirm it, and then select or escape to get out of the change mode, and you're back to the main screen, and we can go down to the next screen. The first thing on the next screen is filter skip. It comes from the factory set at 2, so that it will clean the filter every second load. You can change that to any number you want. If it's a 1, it will change after every load. If you set it at a 5, it will change every 5th load. Below that you have the filter clean time. It's set for 4 seconds. That means that for 4 seconds it will go on and off, pulsing the filter clean. If you had to set it 1 second on, 1 second off, you would get 2 pulses for 1 second each. As a default, it's set in tenths of a second, 4/10 of a second on, and 6/10 of a second off. So you would get 4 pulses at 4/10 of a second. The next screen is the blend time. Typically we set that at 2. That's always adequate for a 2-inch or a 3-inch sight glass. If you have a 6-inch sight glass, you may want to go up to 4 to 6 seconds. Below that you have the no load time. This is an alarm that will tell you if you're not getting material. Best example of that is a Gaylord or a drum runs empty. If it doesn't get material within 10 seconds, you will receive an alarm. Typically it's a 2-tone buzzer. This next screen is strictly set at the factory, where it allows us to reallocate output number 2 and number 4 for different outputs. For example, 2 is normally going to be material 2 load, but if you have a single material loader, we can assign that to no load alarm. It allows you to use many of the features that you might need on the larger PLC on the smaller PLC. Gives you more flexibility. The no load delay on start is for if you're loading a hopper, you may have a magnet and you don't want the alarm to go off. We really want to avoid the no load alarm ever going off unless you're actually out of material, because we want people to respond to the alarm. So if you have a magnet under the loader, or you're loading a drying hopper, if you're loading a drying hopper, you may want to set this at several minutes to give time for the drying hopper to load before it goes into the no load alarm. The no load alarm is typically not that critical when you're first setting up anyway, because somebody's there, they've got the wand in the Gaylord and they're paying attention to what's going on. we're much more concerned about a Gaylord running empty, hours after the original setup for the no load alarm. So it's currently set at 10 seconds, but you can set that at 120 seconds or 600 seconds, whatever you need for your application. Finally, we have the static tap. I had a customer tell me one day that every once in a while he gets material stuck in a sight glass caused by static. It was actually a competitor's unit. And he told me that all he had to do was touch it with his finger and the material would fall down and the loader would work. So after thinking about that, I thought we could use our blend application to fluidize the material in the sight glass every cycle for just a short period of time to make sure that there is no bridging or static material preventing the sensor from working properly. So what is set at here is every 20 seconds, for 0.2 of a second, you get a little puff of air. So if you're running a 20-second cycle, every cycle it would make sure that the sight glass was in the proper operating condition. And this can be very beneficial if you have jobs with a high degree of static or regrind that tends to bridge. That's our control, and please remember that none of these features are available on any other product available in the world. Have a great day.